There we go. All right. There we go. Sound should be okay now. You can stop commenting. Morning, Tina. Susan, I picked the car up tomorrow. Well, they just sent me a picture. And yes. Morning, Eileen. Hey, Phoenix. Yeah, this is still, actually kind of looks especially cool without the rear bumper attached. Makes it look very pointy. With the rear bumper, it won't look quite as pointy. But yeah, they had to it's not dipped, it's painted. But they detached the rear bumper to paint that separately. Octavio, let's hope. Yeah, I'm glad I painted it. So it's getting there. By tomorrow, I should be at about 100%. This cold or whatever it was, walking pneumonia, I don't know. It wasn't COVID, but I've had it for a few days now. So I've just been convalescing at home. And today I feel just about normal, except that I've got that congestion thing where my ears are ringing, which happens to me sometimes. Yeah, a lot of my friends have had this not COVID, but feels worse than a cold thing for a while. A lot of people. Karen, yeah, I know what the car's name is now. I'll tell you officially once I've got it. Morning, greetings, Lisa. Yeah, just about normal except for the congestion in my ear and a really sore back from all the coughing the last couple days. That's been the worst of it, the coughing. And just the last day or so. It didn't happen the first couple of days of the cold. Now I got a lot of gunk in me to get out, so. Yeah, I'm seeing my doctor tomorrow anyway, but she may have some insight. Hey, Tom in South Texas. Oh, Phoenix, I've got so many Mucinex type things in stock at any given time. Yeah, once, like years and years ago, I broke a rib from coughing too hard. But generally, I'm feeling okay. I'm still going to take a NyQuil nap this afternoon.
Benny Goodman presents Helen Ward singing With All My Heart.
Yeah, it almost had to be some kind of infection since nobody around me has gotten it. Show pickup car again. Okay. That's it minus the rear bumper, so you probably should picture it more like that. Alright, so once again today, I think it's probably about time we stop the Benny and get started properly. Welcome along, everybody, to another morning mini tour from home. Since I am without vehicle and not really feeling up to going out today anyway, so trying to just convalesce a little bit. So I'm Adam, author of Mysterious Chicago, the book, H.H. Holmes, The True History of the White City Devil, and the soon-to-be-released follow-up, Johann Hawk, the Chicago Bluebeard. That's soon to be released. I'll soon to be signing the contract on it. Also, Flickering Empire, how Chicago invented the U.S. film industry with Michael Glover Smith, with whom I'm about to do another book pretty soon. But all right, everybody. So today, once again, we're just going to go to some of the places at Graceland and Rose Hill that are normally a little bit off of the walking tour. One of them, good one to put in today since I'm about to sign this contract, is the grave of Maria Julia Steinbrecher, who was a fairly wealthy widow here in Chicago, owned a tavern, when she met another tavern owner who was calling himself Johann Huck, which was the name of his previous wife's late husband. They very quickly got married, and shortly after the wedding, she got really sick. She told her minister she thought she was being poisoned. That minister tried to hold up the funeral procession as it went to Graceland Cemetery, but the husband, Johann Hawk, showed up with a death certificate saying she died of natural causes. All they could do was let it proceed, so she is buried unmarked up here by this tree, next to the left of the marker that you can see here. Now, here's the thing. Hawk used to poison people with arsenic. Depending on what kind of coffin she had, if it was a nice enough one to retain what was ever inside of it, pretty good chance that arsenic is still there. Now, arsenic is an element. It doesn't degrade down to anything else. It's quite possible the murder weapon is still buried here. Unless it was a cheap wood coffin, in which case it would have seeped out and probably dithered away into the environment by now. Yeah, and I actually did pay for that picture. I'm not making money on the Johann Hawk thing. By the time this is all said and done, I will be quite quite in the hole, even if it sells pretty well. But such is the way of things. Let's check out the mausoleum a bit. So one thing people ask me a lot about, why aren't we going to the mausoleum? Partly because it's a good mile walk, just about. But this is the big mausoleum at Rose Hill Cemetery, way on the opposite side of where we start. But inside, perhaps most famous, is the Shedd Crypt. Mr. Shedd was the credit manager of Marshall Field, but also the namesake of the Shedd Aquarium. Hence, all these seashells and seahorses on the chairs that they've got set up in here. It's a nice touch. But then you can actually walk into the crypt, which looks like this. Dude standing there with a sword and a torch and a key dangling around his neck, looking like the guy from the back of Led Zeppelin 4 in his younger days. Zoom in on that a little. Sometimes said to be by Tiffany, but there's conflicting accounts on that. But also, walking around inside of this mausoleum, you also see things like this. Zork. You are standing in a crypt. A doorway leads inside. A hall leads left and right. Just got to watch out that we don't get eaten by a grue in this place. And of course, right nearby, outside of the mausoleum, is a little one-person mausoleum that's been set up. First time somebody sent me a picture of this, I thought it was fake. But this is James Minikakis, who died 6606. Used to be painted, it used to be white. It was painted sometime during the pandemic. The red was added. But then the top says, from darkness he came, in darkness he lived, to darkness he returned, and from darkness he will be reborn to a better time. I thought this must be the most metal guy on the planet. He's actually not dead. He certainly did not die on 6606. From what I understand, he's not even that into heavy metal music. He's just a vampire enthusiast. There is a picture of him out there. He looks like J. Jonah Jameson from Spider-Man. So we cover. There's a few of these that I've actually covered since this was first put together. I just like this one, Harry Riddle. I always love it when there's somebody named Riddle. Remember me. This kind of cryptic poem underneath it. Let's see, what else do I have in this deck? Down below, for some reason, I have added in some Trinity Churchyard stuff, still finishing up those books. So I do especially love this one grave here. Here lieth the body of Gideon Harper, with a backwards N. Well, not only a backwards N, but it also is an example of what is called dual dating. Down here is January the 13th, 1749-50. This is back when England was still officially using March 25th as the first day of the year. But every other country was using January 1st, every other westernized country that had switched to the Gregorian calendar from the Julian. So for the first few months, you'd see a lot of people instituting like 1749/50. Interesting little relics. Are any of these still up? Oh yeah, here's a whole TikTok about that. Oh no, that's not a whole TikTok. My mistake. Now, a crucial part of going back to your old town is going through the 80s action figures. I call this little guy Design Flaw Ninja from the Chuck Norris and the Karate Commandos line in the 80s. You wind his arm up and then it spins really fast, which is pretty cool, but you gotta hold it in such a way that you don't waste your fingers. And you will waste your fingers. You'll learn valuable lessons about violence from this little guy. All right, guys, these are just some regular TikToks that I put up. These ones would have been about 6 months ago.
All right, I had a car that was about to expire with a few bucks left on it, so I
had
just
to
went nuts.
finish off a car
Travel
that was
pillow,
about to expire,
some
so I just
shampoo, batteries, glasses cases, new belt for my fanny pack, travel charger, some travel hairspray, watch stand, vitamins, whole bunch of nasal spray, a light bulb, some connectors, travel humidifier, and antacids. This is like 42-year-old Christmas morning here.
But of course, I also went to Five Below, where I got a whole bunch of candy and this sweet bow and arrow. I remember I had to try that shot a lot of times. And Kristen, I absolutely pair that jacket with those pants. And I look so cool. All right, one more of these. I saw the best minds of my generation destroyed by Grimace. Starving, hysterical purple, it dragged itself to town from McDonald Land like a thief who'd come to steal the dawn, looking like a bloated Zorro in the hat and mask he had begged, borrowed, stolen from the Hamburglar. He crept into town gurgling rhapsodic jazz, making noises like a biker being violated under the streetlights in a great field of stars. Bring me a shamrock shake, he boomed in a basso voice that belonged to the thunder, and he laughed like the river below the Brooklyn Bridge as he wickedly demanded that we supersize it. But April had already sprung forth, and they were gone into sweet grandfather good night. Our mayor stepped forth to tell the beast that they were gone, and was grabbed by the velvet lapels and thrust toward the volcano of his red mouth screaming, and the grimace gobbled Mr. Carlson and Mr. Stitches and all the homemakers, shareholders, sidewalk sliders. And the angel-headed hipster Pinko shouted, "We told you this would happen, we told you that consumerism would consume you all."
Howl, 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 robble, robble, robble. It ate up their brains and imagination for the want of a shamrock shake.
McDonald's, solitude, capitalism, extra value meals, McDonald's the cheap, McDonald's the clean. Tell me, what can it mean that McDonald's is clean? McDonald's is your kind of place. I've heard they serve you rattlesnakes. McDonald's, where they dug in the back for the last packet of seasonal shamrock shake mix. McDonald's, where they called in Mayday, Mayday to a clown who had packed up and gone to India. McDonald's, where the grimace was arrested at high noon, broke the cuffs and slithered off laughing on the way to your town. McDonald's, where a plaque beneath the statue in the playland read, "My name is Ronald McDonald, King of Kings. Look upon my works, ye mighty, and despair. And despair, and despair we did." Mayor McCheese, I'm with you in McDonald Land. I'm with you in McDonald Land, where the burgers are sliced to the thickness and the glimmer of a Roosevelt dime. I'm with you in McDonald Land, where McDonald's pizza is more than just something I once saw in Minneapolis or was it Cedar Rapids. I'm with you in McDonald Land, where you counted the money you made off the Muppet Babies Happy Meal. I'm with you in McDonald Land, where the corpse of Mac tonight lies tangled in the arms of the corpse of the professor, and the early bird flies vulgar vulture circles up above. I'm with you in McDonald Land, where Officer Big Mac and the Hamburglar finally sit together for lox and bagels Sunday morning, and the Fry Guys also sit. I'm with you in McDonald Land, where still you forge the yellow signs, the glowing capital M's, the golden arches that light the highways of the Plutonian, American, Western night. All right, then. The things I find in these decks sometimes. That was from about a year ago. That would be fun to put at Cosmix. Incidentally, somebody mentions The Wiz. The Wiz is actually in town. It's at the Cadillac Theater. A friend of mine saw it, posted a picture of the marquee, that it's so weird to be at the Cadillac Theater for something other than a Bob Dylan concert. Which begs the question of how many roads must a man ease on down before you call him a man? But all right. So that's just a quick morning mini tour today. Tomorrow I should have the car back in time that we could do another one. So I will talk to you all tomorrow and introduce you to the new Mystery Machine. And until then, I'm Adam from Mysterious Chicago Tours, telling everybody to stay safe and stay strong. And of course, if you can, stay spooky, everybody.